Have you ever found yourself reaching for something on a high shelf, only to hesitate for a second, wondering if your balance is as steady as it used to be? Or maybe you've had that moment of frustration when you struggle to open a jar that once would have been no problem at all. It's not that you feel old, because you don't, but sometimes, the little things remind you that your body isn't quite the same as it was a decade ago. And that's okay. Aging is a natural part of life, but that doesn't mean we have to lose our independence. In fact, staying independent after 70 isn't about luck or genetics, it's about small, intentional choices that keep you strong, sharp, and capable of living life on your own terms. So today, we're going to talk about 5 life-changing tips that can help you stay independent, active, and confident in your daily life. These aren't complicated or drastic changes, they're simple but powerful habits that can make a huge difference. Let's start with one of the most important things you can do, keeping your body moving. Now, before you groan and think I'm about to tell you to hit the gym 5 days a week, don't worry, that's not where we're going with this. Staying active doesn't mean exhausting workouts or lifting heavy weights. It's about keeping your muscles engaged and your joints flexible so that everyday tasks, like getting up from a chair, carrying groceries, or even stepping off a curb, feel easy instead of daunting. Think about it this way: your body is like a well-oiled machine. The more you use it, the smoother it runs. But if you let it sit too long, things start to get stiff, rusty, and harder to move. That's why simple movements, like stretching in the morning, walking around the house during commercial breaks, or doing a few leg lifts while sitting in a chair, can keep your mobility in check. One of the best things you can do is focus on your legs. Strong legs mean better balance, fewer falls, and more confidence when you're walking. And the good news? You don't need fancy equipment. Just standing up from a chair without using your hands or practicing stepping side to side can strengthen the muscles that keep you steady. If you have stairs in your home, even going up and down a few times a day can make a difference. But movement isn't just about your body, it's also about your mind. That brings us to the next big thing: staying mentally sharp. Because independence isn't just about being physically strong, it's also about keeping your brain engaged so you can make decisions, solve problems, and continue doing what you love without feeling overwhelmed or forgetful. Now, I know a lot of people worry about memory loss as they get older. Maybe you've walked into a room and forgotten why, or you can't recall the name of an old friend as quickly as you used to. The good news? Your brain is just like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. So, how do you keep your brain sharp? One of the simplest ways is to keep learning. It doesn't have to be anything formal. You don't need to enroll in a college course, unless you want to, of course. But picking up new skills, trying puzzles, reading books, or even having in-depth conversations with friends can keep your brain engaged. Have you ever tried switching up your routine just to challenge your mind? Something as simple as brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand or taking a different route on your daily walk forces your brain to work in new ways. These little challenges strengthen neural pathways and help keep your memory and thinking skills sharp. Another great way to exercise your brain? Social interaction. Engaging in conversations, sharing stories, and connecting with others keeps your mind active in a way that's fun and fulfilling. It's easy to fall into a routine of spending more time alone, especially if friends or family don't live nearby. But making an effort to stay socially engaged, even if it's just a phone call, a community group, or a weekly coffee date, can keep you mentally alert and emotionally fulfilled. Now that we've talked about keeping your body strong and your mind sharp, let's keep going. Now that we've talked about keeping your body strong and your mind sharp, let's keep going, because independence isn't just about movement and memory. It's also about having the energy to do the things you love without feeling drained halfway through the day. Have you ever had one of those afternoons where you sit down for just a moment, and suddenly your eyelids start feeling heavy? Before you know it, you're nodding off, even though you didn't plan on taking a nap. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with resting. In fact, short naps can be great. But if you're constantly feeling tired, sluggish, or low on energy, that's a sign your body might need a little extra support. And one of the biggest ways to boost your energy? Nutrition. What you eat plays a huge role in how you feel, and unfortunately, a lot of common eating habits work against us as we get older. Maybe you skip breakfast because you're not that hungry in the morning, or maybe you reach for quick snacks that don't really fuel your body. But here's the thing, your body needs good, steady energy to stay strong and independent. One simple change? Protein. Most people don't get enough protein, especially as they get older. And without enough protein, your muscles weaken, your energy dips, and even your immune system suffers. The good news is, adding protein doesn't have to be complicated. A handful of nuts, a bit of Greek yogurt, eggs in the morning, or even a protein smoothie can give you a natural energy boost. And let's not forget hydration. If you're feeling tired, sometimes the real issue is dehydration. As we age, our sense of thirst isn't as strong as it used to be, so it's easy to forget to drink water. But when your body is even slightly dehydrated, you might feel dizzy, tired, or even confused. A good rule of thumb? Keep a glass of water near you throughout the day and take small sips regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked but is just as important: balance. Not just physical balance, but balance in how you approach life. Because independence isn't just about doing everything on your own, it's also about knowing when to ask for help and when to make smart choices that keep you safe. Think about driving, for example. Maybe you've noticed that night driving feels harder than it used to, or that long trips leave you more exhausted. That doesn't mean you have to stop driving altogether, but it might mean making small adjustments, like avoiding night drives or planning trips earlier in the day when you feel most alert. The same goes for household tasks. Maybe you've always been the type to climb up and change a light bulb yourself. But is that really worth the risk of a fall? Sometimes, the most independent thing you can do is recognize when a small change, like using a step stool with a handle or asking a neighbor for help, can keep you safer in the long run. Because here's the truth, independence isn't about stubbornly refusing help. It's about making smart choices so you can keep doing the things you love for as long as possible. And that brings us to another key part of staying independent: your living space. Because the way your home is set up can either help you stay mobile and confident, or it can create unnecessary obstacles that make daily life harder than it needs to be. Let's take a look at that next. Let's talk about your living space, because your home should be a place that supports your independence, not a place that makes life harder. Take a moment to look around the space you live in. Does it feel easy to move through, or do you sometimes catch yourself hesitating, maybe when walking across a rug that bunches up, or stepping into a tub that feels just a little too high? Small things like these might not seem like a big deal at first, but they can make daily life more challenging than it needs to be. One of the most important things you can do for your independence is to make sure your home is set up in a way that works for you, not against you. And that doesn't mean you have to do a complete remodel. It's often the little changes that make the biggest difference. For example, think about lighting. Have you ever walked through a dimly lit hallway at night and felt unsure of your footing? Or struggled to see the edge of a step when the sun starts to set? A simple fix, like adding motion-activated night lights or brighter bulbs in key areas, can help prevent unnecessary falls and give you more confidence as you move around. Speaking of moving around, let's talk about floors. Loose rugs, uneven surfaces, and cluttered walkways can create tripping hazards. If you have an area rug that slides or bunches, a non-slip pad underneath can keep it in place. If cords are running across a walkway, securing them against the wall can help prevent accidents. And keeping walkways clear, especially in places like the kitchen and bathroom, makes getting around much easier. Another small but powerful change? Grab bars. A lot of people think grab bars are only for people who are struggling with mobility, but the truth is, they're just smart to have. Whether it's in the shower, near the toilet, or by the stairs, grab bars give you extra stability, making movements smoother and safer. And they're not just about preventing falls, they're about making life easier. When you have a little extra support where you need it, you don't have to overthink simple tasks. And let's not forget about organization. Have you ever reached for something in a high cabinet and thought, why do I keep putting this here? Or struggled to bend down to get something from a low shelf? A small adjustment, like keeping everyday items at waist level, can make daily tasks effortless. The less strain you put on your body for routine movements, the more energy and confidence you'll have to focus on the things you actually enjoy. Because at the end of the day, that's what independence is really about, making choices that allow you to keep doing what you love, without unnecessary struggle or risk. And while setting up your home in a way that supports you is crucial, there's one more thing that plays a major role in maintaining your independence: staying connected to others. Because no matter how strong, sharp, and capable you are, isolation can chip away at independence faster than anything else. Let's take a look at why that happens and what you can do about it. Let's talk about something that's just as important as your physical health, your energy, and your home setup: your connections with others. Because here's the truth: independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. In fact, staying socially connected is one of the most powerful ways to maintain your confidence, your mental sharpness, and even your physical health. Have you ever noticed how much better you feel after a good conversation? Maybe it's chatting with an old friend, catching up with family, or even a quick exchange with a neighbor. Those moments do more than just fill time, they actually keep your brain engaged, your mood lifted, and your sense of purpose strong. The problem is, as we get older, staying connected isn't always as easy as it used to be. Maybe friends have moved away, family members are busy with their own lives, or you're just not in the mood to deal with large social gatherings anymore. That's completely understandable. But here's the thing: staying independent isn't just about having the strength to take care of yourself. It's also about having a support system you can rely on when you need it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go out and make a dozen new friends overnight. Sometimes, the smallest steps can make a big difference. If you haven't talked to an old friend in a while, why not pick up the phone and call them? Even if it's been months or years, most people love hearing from an old friend. And if you don't have anyone you feel comfortable calling, that's okay too. There are more ways than ever to meet new people, even from the comfort of your home. Local community centers, book clubs, or fitness classes designed for older adults can be great places to connect. And if going out isn't an option, technology makes it easier than ever to stay in touch. Video calls, online discussion groups, even simple text messages can help you feel more engaged with the world around you. The key is to find what feels right for you, something that brings you joy and keeps you connected in a way that feels natural. And let's not forget about purpose. Because staying independent isn't just about keeping your body moving, it's also about having a reason to get up in the morning with excitement. What makes you feel fulfilled? Maybe it's volunteering, picking up an old hobby, or even starting a new one. Maybe it's spending more time outdoors, gardening, or creating something with your hands. Whatever it is, finding something that gives your days structure and meaning will keep you feeling strong and capable. Because here's what it all comes down to: independence isn't just about avoiding help or proving you can do everything on your own. It's about making smart choices that allow you to keep doing what you love, for as long as possible. It's about staying strong, staying sharp, creating an environment that works for you, and surrounding yourself with the right people. You have the power to shape the life you want, no matter your age. And by taking these simple steps, moving your body, fueling it well, adjusting your environment, staying connected, and finding purpose, you're giving yourself the best possible chance to live life on your own terms. So, if this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's one thing you're doing right now to maintain your independence? Let's share ideas and inspire each other. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on living your best life at any age. Here's to staying strong, capable, and independent, because life after 70 is just another chapter, and it's yours to write.